I have another example. I was happy to capture this example here to try to convey what I'm talking about. Some of it's a bit complicated, but let's just take a look and see what happened. This is the range of time and space here. This is the Bikini I think it's called Bikini Atoll, little island where they did atomic bomb tests back in the early 50s. This is the area here. This is the crater produced by this. So this is the range of time and space. This is what it looks like after that, and still today apparently. So what happened here, why this is important, is because several attempts were made to see if an actual remote viewing was taking place, and several times there was no remote viewing taking place. So per what I'm attempting to do, I stopped the sessions. This is the first attempt here. I'll just kind of skip along. I'm not going to too much time. So I produced, ideograph comes out. I'm looking for any stimulation of my proprioceptors to produce a dimensional sensation, and I'm not getting anything. Nothing's coming through. I can feel it. It's not happening. And this is the whole point of what I'm working on creating here. So I break. And I took a break here because I had more than half of a page left. And I didn't want to waste that page. So it was early enough that to be this honest about it, to be this level of honesty, to say it's not happening, I'm not feeling it, and break, and I'll come back and try again. But I don't want to waste this whole rest of this paper. But when I say it's not happening, I'm not talking about you get a couple, 2, 3, 4 pages in and now you're just feeling dry. Nothing's really coming. Yeah, I'm not feeling too inspired. I'm gonna go ahead and just stop. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking there is no sensation taking place right in the beginning, which is where, in my opinion, it needs to be. Because my theory is that the process, the acquisition, the selector mechanism, the attractor mechanisms, the processing of that in whatever state the input exists in is autonomic. So it's the autonomic system in our brain selects the range of time and space and begins the translation part through the attractor mechanisms. That's my going theory. May change at some point, but I don't know if I'm going to change it or not, because it continues to prove itself true. And so if that is true, and I believe that it is, this is where I need to be experiencing something. My proprioceptive nerves need to be stimulated through the cerebral peduncle, and a dimensional sensation needs to be experienced, aka stereognosis. So I take a break. I come back the next day. I'm like, okay, I want to try this again. I try it again. Okay, I get a few things, couple of some dimensionality, but very, very little. Very little. I'm not feeling it. Does not feel enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I would have to start guessing or fooling myself at this point. I would have to lie to myself at this point to continue on. I would have to be dishonest about it. And I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm honest about it, and I abort the attempt. Come back later. I'm going to try this again. I don't know if a remote viewing is going to actually start or not. I don't know. At this point, I have no idea. It may take 5 attempts. It may take 10 attempts before I start to experience a dimensional sensation right here in the beginning and warrant moving into E2. So let's take a look and see what took place. Yeah, something happened here. Something happened here. My system audio is not working, but I got the door open. There's music playing in the background. I have cats around me. Plenty of distractions because that's part of it too. That's part of it. Because the areas of my brain where the remote viewing is taking place are not in the areas that are dealing with music playing downstairs and cats laying around and doing all these things. I know this, I understand this, so I will set up experiments and exercises for myself where I have these distractions around to continually reinforce that reality that distractions are that the remote viewing, the actual remote viewing, is taking place in different parts of my brain than the areas that are listening to music or knowing that there's cats meowing at me in the on the floor. So, but there was something to that one. My proprioceptors now are starting to get stimulated. I can tell. I don't know what's playing. My system audio is not working, but I think it's probably Alison Krauss bluegrass playing downstairs. Okay, it's starting to happen now. Starting to take place. I can tell something is starting to happen. I get a pattern complete of a mountain, but I pattern complete it because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm dealing with here. So I got a pattern completed out. Again, there's something here. I'm feeling it. The dimensionality starting to come through, and I can feel it. The dimensional sensation is starting. There's this kind of scooping nature to something. Something that goes like that. Some kind of indentation. And there's water inside of it. I'm at about a 40% confidence level. It's like as a pattern separation, it's like a reservoir or something like that. Something that holds water. I can feel the dimensional sensation is happening. Like a basin, a water basin of some sort. Pattern complete of a pool, because that's the idea. And here it is right here. Basically what's happening here is that the location is coming through. The event, I'm not getting the explosive event from this specific range of time and space, but I am picking up the range of space, which is this crater that was made from this explosion. And it's this crater that I'm experiencing right here. I'm at about 45% confident at this, maybe 40, maybe 45 at this point. It's building, it's growing. My confidence level is growing that an actual remote viewing is taking place. That's all I want. Dimensional sensations are happening. Feeling pretty good. And I'm just taking my time. I'm going with it. I got the dimensional element here of the scooped out area here with the water in it. Wavy, choppy waters. Maybe that might have been an element from the actual range of time. My confidence level here is at about 50%. I'm 50% confident that there is an actual remote viewing taking place. Probably a little bit more. Probably a little bit more than that. That's how it. And it's water. I'm 70% confident now. 70% confident, which warrants going into entry 2. Dimensional sensations are happening. Yeah, cats are meowing and music is loud. Yeah. How about 80% confident that this location has this kind of scoopy area that's full of water. And just move along. Water feels cold. The notion is of an area that reminds me of a glacier lake. Glacier lake meaning like when a glacier comes down, it carves out the land and then the water fills it in. That was the notion here. Same idea here, except that carving was caused by a nuclear bomb. But I just wasn't getting that nuke thing. And I'm just hanging out with the dimensional sensation. I'm enjoying it. It's a pretty cool idea. It goes like that. This kind of scooped out water thing that holds the water. It's kind of neat to me. Feeling pretty satisfied here. I have a good example of not happening, happening, move forward, total honesty. Why I didn't get the nuke explosion? Maybe I didn't want to do that one, but I definitely got the location here and experienced the location, and which was okay. But again, the important thing for me isn't, oh, I didn't draw a mushroom cloud. The important thing is a remote viewing actually did take place. And here, one didn't. And here, one didn't either. It's a difficult concept. It may seem simple, but it is not simple. It is not simple. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult thing to know. But that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on. I want to be able to get to, in this process, every time, if it's not happening, I stop every single time. I want to know when a remote viewing is taking place. And again, that's a concept that has been debated for decades, that is not possible to do, and I don't accept that as an answer. It is possible, and I am proving it over and over and over again. So anyway, hope you find that interesting. Many more to come.